Hello guys, this is TJ, Manikandan TJ for TJ Photography and Design Studio. This is my first webinar on photography as such, and today we're gonna talk about photography. So the guys who are joining online, you can just shoot a question and I can check on my live chat and I can answer you guys. And yes, if you are using a mobile phone, you just see in your YouTube down, you can see one button called live chat. So you can press that and you can start questioning. Yeah. So I will have a look, maybe 30 seconds delay. I will get a message on my system and then I'll have a look and then I will talk to you guys. And regarding photography, anything related to photography, you can ask me, whether it's a camera or it's a, how to make a picture, how to take a picture, anything you can ask. So I have 30 minutes for you guys today, and yes, I'm live now. You can start question. Yeah. So I just picking few groups which I have in my list. So let the friends get note about what is happening today. Guys, I'm live now. We can talk about photography. Let's see who's gonna ask first question. Yes, guys, we are here to help you about chat about photography. And yes, guys, I just give some intro about me. Uh, my background is from advertising. I spent 13 years in advertising, from a retoucher to visualizer, a director, and then I become a creative head and served for different kinds of advertising industry as such, and we have done lots of campaign for our clients, and I have learned lot many things from different kinds of photographer from this industry. So that's how I learned. It's a kind of self-taught, but yes, lots of experience I gathered from different kinds of photographers, and experiment myself always to be a better photographer. So yes, that's about me. And now I'm a full-time photographer and I do more of a fashion and commercial, like advertising shoots right now. So I just want to share my knowledge on photography, because we see lots of photographers who has a camera but they doesn't know how to use it, or how to make money out of it, and each penny what you spending on your camera and things, it has to be it has to be worth. So today right now, yes, I'm here to help you, and let's see, this is my first webinar, so maybe less people will be there, so it's fine to for me, so that I can answer their question. And let's see who's pinging first. You can see two people are watching. I don't know who's watching, but still they are not connected to the chat. Let me see, guys, who are watching, whatever you feel like to ask on think about photography, so you guys can shoot a question and I can have a look, and yes, of course, I will give you the answer. And generally, it's like sharing my knowledge on what I got through this year, and so yeah. Okay, this session is almost 30 minutes I scheduled. I'm not sure that within 30 minutes I can finish it. And let's see, whoever comes in, I may extend the presence. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Before anyone comes in and see and ask question, I have few thoughts in my mind about photography and what is photography for me, to me. So it's a general term. It's not about it's each person has their own way of thinking, and it is different. So generally how I see the photography is like an art. So whatever you gonna click, it should be art, or whatever you clicking is an art only. So there is a meaning to any image you click, right? Whether it's a portrait or whether it's a street or landscape, anything which makes it's communicate something to you, but it may communicate different things to others, but still you will be thinking a few things before you do, right? So that's what about photography as such. It is an art uh, in yourself. Okay, it's not about just taking the camera and clicking it, but still whatever you see as small things, it makes a picture and it's become an art. That's how I see all the photography things. Um, and yes, because I was into advertising, and I do lots of workshops. I do conduct lots of photography workshops, which I do communicate people that it's not only photography; it's about concept, and that concept make you art in the photography. Yes, yes, over the period of 3 years, I have done so many workshops, and yes, of course, I have a very good rapport with my students and participants who are really liked, and still everyone in contact, and they used to share their works to me to understand what they did good or wrong. So I try to do my best from my knowledge what I have. Okay, I just hello guys. Let's see what people are thinking, guys. Check this. Okay. Yes, let's see who's gonna come. Okay, so uh, this is the thing which I feel I think about photography, and right now we are at home. It's my home. It's in a small room which I use for my works like editing and stuff, like late night editing. Yeah, basically late night editing. So these are the things which, yes, of course, as a photographer, you should know how to edit pictures um, and to make your picture more better. So Whatever you do setting in your camera, yes, of course you will get the nice pictures, but still there will be a small tweaks and this thing for your picture to appeal more. Yeah, so yes, that's what things goes well. uh, how extent you can edit a picture, if you ask me, it's 100% up to you to decide what you have to do. If you ask me advertising, how the advertising work, whatever picture you give, they're not going to use just like that. Okay, so there will be a lot of process like editing is very much important in advertising, because it depends on the layout, it depends on the concept, and so many things involved in advertising shoots. So once you give a portrait, and that guy will be retouching their face and skin and hair, and they will cut out the image and make the background different. So many things are possible in post processing. As such, yes, of course, it depends on the requirement of the client and the concept. So sometimes what we do is we completely set up the conceptual things, like if you want a store to be there, and we'll arrange a store and we'll go there and shoot. In that case, there will be the editing part will be less, because we actually going to the space and we're gonna shoot. So I suggest, whenever you go guys out for a shoot, always remember that you don't have to do much of editing. But if you're doing an indoor shoot without any concept, or just like shooting, and if you want to make something different, then there will be a lot of editing as such. Generally, for a portrait or any fashion shows, there will be a retouching on their skin and things. Yeah. Hi, Vijay. Hope all well and good. And yes, nice to see you, man. You nice to see you. Yeah. So that's how it goes. Let's see, bro. If you wanna ask anything, please ask anything about photography. Yes, of course you are a photographer already, but still, if you have anything in your mind, something to ask, you can ask me. Whatever the knowledge I have, I can share with you. So it's nice. So yeah, that is about advertising photography from my experience. And any photography, if you do, like if you're doing in an indoor or outdoor, whatever it is, actually make a plan before you shoot. Okay, if it is an immediate call also, you should know what you're going to do. Otherwise you cannot make a better image. So normally when I go for a shoot, I will ask lots of questions to the people, what is required and what you looking for, what is the output, what kind of things you gonna do and stuff like that. So the basic question, like how many changes, what are you looking for, and what kind of dresses you have, and accordingly you try to understand them properly and make some nice pictures. um, yes, thanks, Vijay. Yeah. um, So make plans before you shoot is very much important in photography. If you're doing an indoor shoot also or outdoor shoot also, it is very much important to understand the whole concept to make yourself better. And choosing the location, choosing the props, choosing the dress, and sometimes you don't have a choice of choosing the dress because the client will give all the dresses to shoot. So but you think in that way, if that dress is there, and then what you can add with that to get a right and great picture out of it. And yes, some people will ask about, should I use only this camera to get these kind of images? uh, I won't accept 100%, but still you can achieve with your basic DSLR what you have. But yes, of course, it will come with your experience and make something interesting. And you should understand completely about your camera, and what lens you are using also matters. But yes, If you're using a very good camera and good lenses, yes, that will be a result in a different way. But the same thing you can achieve in your small entry level cameras also. It's all about how you see the picture. Yeah, so remember that lots of things can be made in the entry level cameras. Higher level is like, that is a different case, that it's commercially used and to do so many things in a different kinds of way. But all the cameras will work in the same way. Maybe at 10 or 20% there will be a problem with your ISO and the shutter speed, how much it works on the professional cameras and these cameras, entry level cameras, and the shutter speed, frames per second, those will change. But the camera are gonna work the same way. So think those things while you're gonna shoot whatever it is, whether it's a pen or whether it's a person or whether it's a model or whether it's a couple, whatever it is. Think before you shoot and compose images and then shoot. uh, Whenever my participant who comes to my workshop, I used to tell them that never click 1,000 images or 100 images to get 3 or 4 images. I suggest them to do only 3 or 4 shots and compose well properly, and then get from the four at least 2 or 3 good pictures. So in that manner, actually you can save your shutter count and also the time of spending of selecting images. That's painful process. I know that when you click 1,000 images, and then you don't know what to do with which one to select. Yeah, so I suggest always to keep a tab on what you're gonna click. So generally compose a great image and then you click. 100% I'm sure you'll get a very good images, and your time will be saved like hell. So that's my input today for right now. And yes, let's see. We have another 10 minutes as such. Hope people will connect. Let me see who are anyone. So, okay, guys, I can see few people are commenting on. Yeah, guys, you just connect me with YouTube. Come there and shoot your question. Yes, of course, I'm ready to answer. And of course, I'm live now. So anyone can ask any question about photography. It's not only about photography. You can ask about equipments. You can ask about composition. You can ask about what is rule of third. You can ask about anything. What is a triangular exposure triangle? Everything you ask, I'm here to help you out, guys. And hope you, whoever listening, hope you can hear me properly, and the streaming is good, I believe. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, let me check, guys. Just hold on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is a cut. Okay. So refresh. Yeah. Thanks, Vijay. Yes. Basically, I'm trying to connect with people. to understand more about photography as such, and I'm trying to give sharing my knowledge basically on photography. So yes, of course, it will be helpful for them. And yes, let's see. Still, people are trying to connect. Let's see. None of them asked any question right now. Um, let's see. Yes. What else I can talk about right now? Generally, lots of things. People will say rule of third, rule of third. Yes, of course, that rule of third will 100% will work, and that's not necessarily to you have to use that only. Yeah, you can make any kind of images, but that rule of third will work psychologically. That's how they invented that rule of third, and this is how it works. So I will, yes, of course, when I do next seminar, I will lots of input on those and live demonstration of how to make it things and all. I will tell. But generally, rule of third will help you to make your image pleasing. Basically, when you open a newspaper, and your eye won't go like this generally. If you open, you will be seeing in your right hand side, and then you go this side. So that is a simple psychology of what you do generally. So it is like how your brain and how your eyes will scan whatever image. So that's how this rule of third will help you. When you see an image, immediately you see what is important in that image. So whatever clutter is there in that picture, but still you will be noticing what is you want to project. So that rule of third will definitely help for any of your pictures. Mm. Uh, Mr. Vijay, I hope you are online now. Hope the videos and my voice is very clear. Can you just confirm, buddy? Um, okay, this is very formal session I'm doing, and yes, of course, lots of things I'm planning down the lane, because it's the first try for my webinar, because I want to share my knowledge to everyone. And yes, of course, two ways of doing it. Generally, I do workshop, conduct workshop, and people come and learn over there. And also, lots of people who are not in basically, I'm settled in Bangalore, so lots of people who ask me about, can you do sir here there? So yes, of course, I'm planning now for this only, and we're gonna. Uh, yes, of course, I will contact everyone, each and everyone, to do a webinar classes and stuff like that. So let's see, anybody. Shivram, yes sir. Shivram, how are you? Hope all well and good. Good to see you. Good to see your message. Actually, I cannot see you, but yes, I can see your message. So hope all well and good at your place. Yes, I'm trying something different, buddy. So just have a look and just share it to your friends who are interested in photography and uh, to learn photography. And yes, of course, if you have anything in your mind, just shoot. I can answer that. Mr. Naveen Bharat, any ideas for small budget fashion photography? Mr. Naveen Bharat is asking about any ideas for small budget fashion photography. Uh, yes, there are many ways you can make it. Uh, yes, I will answer to Mr. Naveen Bharat now. I will get back to you again, Shivram. Naveen, yes, of course, lot many ways you can do. Uh, First thing, what is required for fashion photography as such. You let me know what you want to do with that photography, and it depends on what you want to achieve with that, and then make a plan. Basically, you can hire model, you can hire a studio. Yes, of course, you will be having your equipment to shoot. Yeah. So this hiring part, there are lot many ways to do. Yes, of course, if you want to learn, you can ask your friend to come and pose for you, so you can get properly uh, image. And yes, of course, studio, if you're not able to make your studio or pay your pay for a studio, just take them out somewhere out and try your fashion. But yes, of course, if you want to do commercially, gonna work. So if you are doing for commercial, then you need lots of things to be involved. Studio charge and model charge and makeup artist and so on. So to do a limited budget, as I suggest, uh, are you doing, I can see for portfolio, you said it is for free you're doing, you want to make yourself a portfolio, or you gonna make a portfolio and give it to the model? So you just let me know, Bharat. I can see you asking for portfolio. Any ideas for small budget fashion photography for portfolio? But is that you're doing commercially, or is that you're doing just like that for her or him, or you're doing it for you? For me, okay. You said it's for you. Uh, yes. How? What kind of portfolio? Generally, just a fashion photography. What is fashion photography? If you ask me what is fashion photography, it's not about just taking someone and shooting it. Okay, first understand that. And fashion photography, it's not many things are there in that to make a perfect portfolio. And yes, of course, without concept and without thinking or without ideating, the portfolio will look generally like a photograph. But if you want to make something interesting and if you want to make something good, then you have to ideate yourself before you shoot. Who is the model, understand them, how they will look, and what kind of dresses will suit, what kind of dresses she has. And if she doesn't has a very good dresses, and you have to contact designers to help you out, and you can ask the designer, or you can rent from them. Lot many ways to make a better image. And if you ask me, small budgeted, there is only way is like, get your friend out and get her proper dress, or him, whatever, whoever, male or female, and choose a place, at least good place, and shoot. And if, of course, I will suggest you, if you are using just your camera and your lens, you are not going to get the crisp image. Whatever camera you use, yeah, maybe you use high-end camera with a high-end lens, but still you will be missing something in your image. So I suggest anyone who wants to do a portfolio or picture, I suggest at least use a flash with a softbox and fill light to them. And don't worry about any time. It's not about morning, it's not about evening, it's not about in the afternoon. In the middle of the 12 o'clock also you can make absolute awesome images if you do properly shoot. If that is the only thing I can see when with low budgeted thing. Yes, of course, when I started, I used to ask for the model and I used to go and shoot. Yes, of course, you can do that same. But to make your portfolio perfect and better, and I suggest you think about the concept and make everything, yeah, everything properly scheduled, and do it. If you're doing it in a public place, or if you're doing it in a commercial place, whatever it is, but think properly and do it. Hope I have answered your question, Mr. Naveen. uh, if you have still confused, or if you have any doubt, please tell me, I can answer you. Uh, yes, anyone there? It's nice to see you people, and yes, of course, my friends also joining here, and that's good to see. Uh, Thanks, Shivram. Yes, progressing lots of things and planning lot many things this year, and hope to share good things to you guys and comes to me. That's the motto right now I have, and let's see. Yeah, Naveen, anything else you have in mind? You just shoot. I see you lots of images of your street photography, man. It's awesome images you click. And yes, of course, those all the things you clicking is like you will be thinking something and clicking, or you will be waiting for something to be happen and click, right? Sometimes yes, suddenly it happens. Okay, I can see and click. But normally, generally, when you wanna shoot street, you will be doing thinking something and shoot, right? So that's the same thing you need to apply to the fashion also to get a right portfolio. I'm not saying you can take anyone, you can go anywhere, just click and come. But if you want to make a perfect picture, you need to see it before you click. Okay, nice. Okay, right, nice guys, nice. That's one question from Naveen Bharat, which I answered right now. I'm feeling better now. So let's see who comes now. Slowly, I think people will come. Yeah. Suggest a minimal, Shivam, suggest a minimal lighting setup for home experimentation. So Mr. Shivam is asking, suggest a minimum lighting setup for home experimentation. Yes, Shivam, I will answer for this question. Mm. See, yes, of course, any home will have one window at least. Yeah, uh, it's a natural light source. Use that one. Plus, I suggest you should have one at least one flash, whether it's a TTL flash or ETTL, whatever it is, or manual flash, and you're gonna trigger with the one external trigger, whatever it is. If you have one flash, that will be awesome, because you can match your natural light and also with your external light. Yeah, when you throw a flash without a softbox, you're not going to get a super duper images. Of course, you have to use some kind of diffuser to it, or use a softbox to it to cut the light, harsh light, to throw on the subject. Yes, of course, you can make amazing images with very simple one flash also. If you feel that and also I suggest flash because you can carry anywhere easily, just put in your pocket and go. And also you should understand the complete work of the flash, how it will work and what power you need to use. Yes, of course, that you can experiment yourself, throwing from lower power to the higher power and experiment things. Generally, do when you do a natural light with the as in the ambient light with the external light, I suggest anyone who is going to do that, it should not look like an external light is thrown already. So in the image, you should not feel that it is externally light has been used. So it should look natural. So you have to experiment yourself at least 2 or 3 shots and how much power your speed light is giving, and understand when you use a softbox to the flash. Nowadays, you will get a S-type hook, S-type ring for the flash to hold on a stand light stand. Or yes, of course, you can ask your home people to hold the light and shoot. Uh, yes, that is. It's not. It cannot be used unless if you use right flashes and power to use. Yes, generally, if you use at your place and home, it's fine. But if you want to do commercially, strobe lights nicely. And yes, of course, you can make nice images with flashes, but I believe strobe light gives more power and to play with lights. That's how, from my knowledge. But yes, of course, lots of people use only flash to create great images. That will come in your experience. There are different kinds of flashes you will get. As of course, from 2000 rupees you will get to around 30, 40, 50, 60,000 rupees flashes. Yes, of course, all has a different quality of throwing light and durability of things, like from the battery to the flashlight life and everything matters. Very simple setting. Yes, I suggest you just need at least one flashlight. At least one flashlight will be helpful to you to make a great image. And sometimes I use right now I'm just manually made my lights here. It's not a video light. You can see my specs actually. You can see in my specs actually there are 4 small tubes. So what I did is I have made the fixtures of 4 tube lights and the 2 feet tube lights, and it is connected directly to the power. So what happens now, you can see me clearly because the light is throwing on me. So these are the things will help. When you use just a tube light, you will get a very nice soft light. Okay, it's a very nice soft light you will get. I think I will show you with my, I think, 1 second. So you can see, see here, see actually there is a tube light. I can go back a little bit and you can see tube light. Right? So this is generally as I placed in my softbox. Actually, I have connected manually with the softbox. So yes, this will be interesting to get a great image, of soft image. Okay, you have to use just a tube light. Just you have at home now, that just buy 2 lights like that or 3 lights like that with the fixture and put together and shoot an image. You will get amazing result. Okay, I have experimented so many things in that manner, because you should understand each and every light which is whether it's available light or it is an external light, and you should understand how the light will reflect on you. And when you throw a tube light, you won't see harsh shadows. You can see now, I will show you just experimenting. See the shadow on my face. Okay, it is not sharp at all, right? It's not sharp at all, the shadows. If you go closer also, it is not sharp. This will get only in tube lights in that manner. Yes, and this is how you can make very simple setup of lights at home to experimenting things. And yes, of course, there are lots of um, what was it? Lots of varieties of lights available in the market, and each and every light will help you in a different way. But very cheap and best, you can get one strobe light, or at least 2 lights. Which when I started, I bought this Photo Pro lights, some 8,500. It costed me 2 lights I bought, and I experimented like hell with that lights to improve my skills. Yes, of course, you are asking for the same thing to improve your skills with a minimum budget. Yes, I suggest that 8,500 will help you a lot of things to experiment. But if you are thinking in a professional way, you need to do. I suggest you go for better brands to buy investment kind. But for experiment, yes, of course, I suggest one flash or just tube lights for you to make amazing images. Hope I said things to you, Shivram. Hope you got the right uh, feel. If you couldn't get me what I'm saying, just shoot me again a question. I will have a look and I will answer. Hmm. Naveen, what happened? Anything you want to know? Let me know. Thanks, Shiv. Thanks for the uh, really. It's a question which everyone wants to know because how to make a simple lighting technique at home and do get a better picture. I suggest first you try with the tube light. You'll go mad with the lighting. You will see lots of different feel to the image. Generally, you won't get in your flashes or with your strobe lights. This tube light will give you very nice image. Yes, of course, lots of people use videos for video shooting. They will use tube light, but very less people use in photography. But if you try with the tube light, you'll go mad. You will see very soft of image. You'll get a very soft image and nice image. Of course, you will try one day and let me know. That's nice, guys. Okay. And Shivram, if you are there, I just want to ask you one question. Yeah. Can you talk about underwater photography experience from your workshop recently? That's nice, man. Yes, uh, literally completely different. Whatever you do in above the water and below the water. Mm, yes, we had used a proper casing for DSLR, and it's huge, and you have to hold when you out from the water. You cannot hold it for some time because it's the whole together, the camera and the lens and the casing will be around 7 or 8 kgs, not less than that for sure. Then it will be heavy. You cannot hold for a long. But when you go in the water, it is not, right, how the density will work, and it's not very this thing. But the thing is, when you hold that and you have to go inside and see and click, that is one magic you have to do. You have to use a proper glass. Yes, of course, we used, and you have to go and see, and model should perform perfectly to get great images. Yes, we tested ourselves, as in the first day we actually experienced our how much breathe we can take in the swimming pool. So we used to go inside and just go inside and wait for some time, and we'll see how much time we can take, and we come out and see, okay, we can do it on 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and stuff like that. So that's how we practiced a day before with GoPro, going inside the water with the GoPro, and that day also we shot. But to get experience to use that DSLR, you need few time to go inside and shoot. Generally you cannot immediately go inside and hold for a longer time. So we need a practice. So when I did a promo shoot for that, I understand that this has to be done this way only. They cannot go just immediately inside and do get the right images. So what we did is, the first day we did with GoPro and let them experience the underwater, how to make themselves perfect, and the next day we shot. Yes, of course, we had casing and we had a strobe light on that. uh, we got some good images. I won't say great images. Yes, still we can do so many things better. But yes, for that workshop, it was amazing experience. Everyone got, because no one has done before that way. And yes, man, the casing will cost a bomb. Okay, so the only casing you'll get for 25K, and on top of it, you need to use a camera and you need to use a lens. If you all together, it will cost you around 35 to 35 to 40K, the whole thing to be rented for a day. So the people should understand. People didn't understand why the workshop is costing this much. Um, yes, this is the one reason, that equipment itself it's costing too much, because we are not owning that, we are renting that. Yes, if you want to buy that, you have to spend around 5 6 k 5 5 6 lakhs to get those kind of equipment. But amazing experience. I had personally, and we took a model from Ethan Parker's models. One model who came from she's an international model. She is like amazing. She just go inside the water and sleep. Okay, he smiles inside the water. It's like amazing experience I got, buddy. Uh, Mr. Kushal Raheja, Mr. Kushal, yes, Mr. Kushal. Ask me, sir. You're a big photographer, and you're doing lot many things. So how is things? And shoot me if you want to know anything about photography. I can answer here. Uh, yes, let's see. Hope yes, Shivram. That's what I felt about underwater photography. And people used to call me after that the workshop. And can we get a link for the casing and stuff like that? When I say this, okay, go. I used to give the number and they'll come back and why asking 35K, 25K? Yes, that is what about underwater photography. If you want to make a perfect image, yes, of course, I had one Nikon underwater photography, smaller one. I use that also, but yes, of course, that will work only in 2 feet, 2.5 feet difference. But you cannot make a very nice images with that. And if you want to do commercially underwater photography, you have to spend money nicely. And yes, of course, you need lots of strokes to be added. Like what you generally do outside, you can do completely the same inside the water also. So you have absolute freedom to it to do everything, but only thing you need to control your breath. And if you are not using a mask or cylinder, oxygen cylinder, if you are using an oxygen cylinder, yes, of course you can go inside, but model cannot be for so long, so they will come out and they will come in. And again, I'm saying this also has to be well planned before you shoot underwater photography, because in outside also you can adjust things immediately, but inside the water you cannot adjust few things, but you have to wait for the right moment to capture. And you have to well plan to do underwater photography. Thanks, Mr. Kushal. Yes, nice to see you here. Yes, Shiram, that's what it is about this complete underwater experience. And yes, man, you should try at least with a GoPro or just one Nikon. Let me know when you want to do. We'll go there. We'll go somewhere and shoot in that manner. Mr. Scorpion King, Mr. Satish. Yes, I can see he was a Scorpion King. Video is breaking. I'm not too sure. No one said that. Uh, uh, for me, it is perfect here, I think. Uh, just check. Don't watch in HD then. Maybe HD, maybe the bandwidth is less at your place. Or because no one has said that complaint to me. Just check that. So, how you do, Mr. Satish? Okay. It's just inviting my friends a little bit. Let's see. Okay, nice. Not bad. It has become almost an hour now. It's more than 45 minutes. Uh, that's nice. So, yes, guys. So, lot many things are possible in photography. Um, it's like if you are into journalism, you'll be see live things happening. Journalism is like it's not planned. So whatever happening, you're gonna go and click, or whatever seeing in your eyes, immediately you'll be clicking. If it is a good thing or bad thing, the good thing maybe is said well said before, so that we can plan and go. But bad things we cannot expect, whatever it is. So whenever it happens, immediately we need to act and shoot. um, I suggest everyone to understand your camera better before you click. Then yes, of course, it will be helpful for you to make a great images rather than wasting the shutter count. Let's see who's there. Anybody? Thank you. So you fix all exposure setting before going in underwater or adjust them inside? Yeah, that's a great question. That's a good question actually. So what we did is, yes, of course, what you can do inside, unless if you have a airbag and as in cylinders and all, you can go inside and you can change everything. But in our case, we have not a big pool. It's just a 5 feet pool, and yes, of course, we adjusted everything before we got inside, and we just did a test shot and we saw the exposure. And once it's okay, then we gone inside and we shot in the same setting. And so everything is setting before going into the water or adjust them inside. Yeah, that's what it is. So we tried in aperture mode, and also we did in manual mode. So both of them we tried. Uh, Both of them gave a very good images. It's like what you do outside, na? What you do outside to set your camera for manual exposure. You do the same thing inside the water, but only the view. What we have used is, I think, let's say 815, I guess, Canon 815 mm, 8 mm, 15 mm lens we used at 14 mm, 8 mm, and all we used. But the what was that? The convexness, concaveness, whatever it is. So we have one more shield front of the lens, which adjusts that also. And when you go inside, the magnification will be 2 or 3 times more. In generally, normally, if you see, you can see everything, but if you go inside, you will see less. So you got what I'm trying to say. So that differs inside the water. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Shivam. Yes, of course. One day we can do the underwater photography in a different way. Yeah, or if I go for any underwater shoot, I will call you, man. You can join me to experience it. Yeah. Okay. I just messaging few of them. Let's see. Any plan for drone photography? Huh. See, Plan for drone is like it's not in my hand. It's depends on the client who's gonna come in. See, generally it is used for builders, and it is used for now it is used for pre-wedding, post-wedding, and stuff like that. But yes, of course, we'll be doing it soon with my clients. So we'll hire and go first and see, then we'll buy it. Drone photography is completely different, I say, because right now I feel it is very less of it's lots of possibilities are there, but as such, when you ask me like you wanna do a big level thing, I think so many things has to come uh, add to that drone. Yes, we can make nice videos with drone. Yes, we had tried in a few of our weddings also, but yes, generally, if you ask me as a fashion perspective, yes, of course, you can make a very nice model portfolio, video portfolio with drone. Yes, of course, for that also we need to plan well. We'll need to get lots of permission and stuff like that if you are using it in a public place or whatever it is. I don't know, some of the places it's not applicable or not available for using drone and some things these that. But yes, of course, if you are doing a drone, lots of things can be done. It will look completely different if you compare now, generally what you shoot in your camera, because you cannot achieve that level of height heights. So that is a very much important about drone photography, I can say. Rest everything, it's normal. Only thing which is you are not able to achieve from your place and you need to fly, then that is very much important. And if you are using a sports, if you are doing a sports photography and sports videography, it may help because you can sit in one place and you can shoot them. So that's how for me it's drone photography about. Something about high sync flashes, Mr. Kushal Daheja. Nowadays, new flashes which comes with high speed sync. Generally, what it does, I will tell you. You have used already strobes and flash. I know better. Because it will go for 200 shutter speed and 250 shutter speed. But when you use a high speed sync flashes, it will go up to 8,000. What is the maximum you have in your camera is right now is 8,000 in whatever the camera you're using. Uh, yes, you can shoot in that 8,000 shutter speed or 4,000 shutter speed. But there are two ways to understand when you use a high speed sync. First thing is if you are using your 4,000 shutter speed or 8,000 shutter speed, it will kill the complete light. Okay, so you understand the amount of light you need to throw to get the high speed sync. So there are two ways to achieve. I suggest either the flash to be in full power and very close to the subject, or you need to use a very good strobe which connects with the high speed sync trigger. And yes, you have to compensate with your aperture, because you need more lights to get the right exposure. When you throw, yes, of course, you can get the fast action with that, but the amount of light is required is more because you're cutting down the light with your shutter speed. So I suggest it should be in full power. You have to use one or two flash nicely lit on the subject, and then compensate with your aperture and shoot. And yes, of course, you have to adjust with your ISO and understand your ISO in your camera, how much ISO it will go up to get without noise. And yes, of course, I'm not saying you can shoot with noise also, but it depends on what you required. Okay, so understand your camera, how much ISO this camera will support. So I can keep 8800 max, so that I won't get a noise more than, if I go more than that I will get a noise. So cut to the chase, be there, and then adjust it to your aperture. So I suggest normally when you do a flash photography outdoor, sorry, high sync flash photography, outdoor will be a very better option, because you'll get more light. And if you are having a less light, you have to throw more light to get the right exposure in your camera. That is the only difference you will get in high speeds sync, because you get nice motion, everything will be captured perfectly. That's about it. If you have any more doubt on that, please ask. I can tell something what I know. Hmm. Yes. Anybody? Anything else? Yeah. It's good to see everyone, and yes, different question from different people. Yeah, that's good to answer. So it's a collective place that it is answered with so many things. I'm happy about that. Let's see. Yes, Mr. Kushal, that's the thing about high sync flashes. And nowadays you get from Young Now and Kodaks, everything has high speed, high sync capability. Yes, of course, there are a few strobe lights also which support high speed sync with the trigger what they produce. And recently, I have seen Godak's trigger. I didn't remember the model, but that can be synced with your strobe light to get the shutter speed, actually to increase the shutter speed. And yes, of course, you have to experiment yourself to get the right exposure before you communicate to the client and to get a commercial client. So yes, of course, I suggest always to explore yourself uh, rather than just looking at the YouTube or listening to me or someone. And better to explore yourself. Exploring yourself, yes, 100% it will give you the confident, and 100% it will give the result to you. So I suggest always, if you learn somewhere, if you see somewhere, I suggest experiment it with yourself to get the right outputs. I learned lot many things myself by experimenting and getting the right result. So I'm just transforming whatever I got as a best to the students what I get for my workshop, or as a regular students. But when you do it yourself, if I'm teaching in that manner also, if you go there, if you go to the next place, and you have to try it yourself to get the right uh, images. Sir, high sync flashes will help you to do higher shutter speed. Yes, that is called high sync flashes. That's where the high sync flashes will be used. So Kushal is asking, first he asked about something about high sync flashes. Then I said about how to use and where to use and how it will work. Then he sent a message saying high shutter speed sync flash. So yes, of course, the same thing what I explained. Uh, the camera normally, generally, it won't support more than 200 or 250 shutter speed when you use a flash or a strobe. So when you use a high speed flash, high sync flash, or a high sync strobe lights, you can shoot from 100 or whatever to 4000, 8000 shutter speed. Uh, Shutter speed. And yes, of course, you have to compensate the power of the light, and then your ISO and aperture to get the right exposure. Yeah, hope you got properly, I believe. If you still have question, if you still didn't get the right thing, please message me. I will again explain you guys. Okay, nice, not bad. Some few people who joined and watched and asked question, but I'm feeling happy today. And yes, of course, lots of things are planning to be done, and I'll update everything soon. Yes, lots of commercial things happening and fashion is going on now. If you ask me what you're doing, is I do more of a fashion photography and advertising commercial. That's it. Very less of a wedding and very less of the rest of things. Yes, I can do everything, but still, I'm I'm here now. So let's see, guys. Anything else you should ask me? Okay, it's now 12:37. Okay, so Indian time. Uh, let's see, anybody. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Nice, guys. Thanks a lot for watching and shooting the question. Hope I have given you the right answer. And yes, it's generally I like to share my knowledge on photography as such. So I did today, and I'm happy about that. People you have joined, and yes, of course, after this also, whoever comes late in, they will be looking at the videos. Yes, of course, you can shoot the question over there in the comment, and yes, of course, when I get the time, I will reply to you guys in the chat. Uh, Thanks for joining again, and in the next session soon. Bye.